Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Well, good afternoon, Thursday, February the 19th. It's nice to see you all in the chat. Come on in, we got some things to discuss.
Fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. When you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Well, hello, my beautifuls, my beautifuls, my beautifuls. It's nice to see you this afternoon. It is nice to see you. I really don't even know where to begin with this case of Nancy Guthrie. Obviously, I don't know. I don't know what to even think of it. We have an 84-year-old grandmother that's disappeared from the Catalina foothills. This is in a nice upscale area of Tucson, on the outskirts of Tucson, Arizona. She was out with her family for dinner. It sounds like they regularly hung out, just to let you know. And this is super important because a lot of people have a lot of things to say about Annie and Tommaso, and it sounds like they took very good care of their mother. And from everything that I'm hearing, and of course you have to look at them. I'm not going to shame anybody for doing what was right and looking at the family, because at the end of the day, we never know what we're dealing with when we come in here, and it sucks for the people going through it. However, at the end of the day, if you do have a situation like this, you understand exactly why you're going through this. You understand that you have to go through this walk to get to the other side. And most families are willing to do it for their loved one. So as unfortunate as this situation is turning into, and how we do not have any, doesn't seem like any leads to whom could have done this. We've got a white van, we've got a gray SUV, we've got a potentially gray pickup truck. Do all these things have something in common with one another, or all these just rumored? Something along those lines. I really don't know how to answer that, folks. I don't know how to answer a lot of questions, and every single day we come here and things get more and more complicated in this case from where I sit, right? So we come here each and every day, and we learn that this 84-year-old woman is no closer to coming home. She's not in Mexico. We hear from the sheriff. He believes she's somewhere around there, which even puts another layer of just what the, it's so difficult to make heads or tails of what's going on in this case. For normal folks out there, I understand why it's so perplexing. But every now and again, when we have these perplexing cases and we're just exhausted and we're kind of beating our head against the wall, it's time to open up the phone lines. It's time to turn this over to you guys, and let's kind of throw everything out on the table and see what fits, right? Because I feel like we did that once before, and I feel like any flights leaving the airport in the night of her, that's a good angle. Cinderella says airport flights. Airport flights. Circle that. Airport flights. She's been Epsteined, Richard says. Interesting form of words. I mean, to be honest with you, I wasn't really entertaining these things at first, but, now it's like everything's on the table. Because at first, I felt like this was closer to home. I sent you, thank you, Keith. I sent you a video about the ring. Let's see what we got. I haven't checked my emails in a little bit. Actually, I go through them now. When did you send it? When did you send it, Keith? Did you think you sent it and forgot you didn't send it? I'm looking. I'm not seeing you, dear. I'm not seeing you. Check the email. Check the email. Make sure you got the right email. Anyways, I will, I know it's from TikTok, I believe, what she is saying. Did you send it to me? Okay. I sent it to you like 2 minutes ago. Okay. Well, then it's probably, give it a few moments. It hasn't gotten here yet, but I will check it before. Remind me to check it before we get too far into this. So I'm going to end up opening up the phones and everything like that. But we do have a few things that I do want to go over first. What do we have here? This is the Lacey Peterson detective. I think this is cool. And there's one other thing before we're going to open up the phone lines. Now, when I open up the phone lines, folks, when we open up the phone lines, folks, what I would like to do is we're going to limit calls to 5 minutes. We're going to limit calls to 5 minutes. And what I would like to do, in all fairness, is just focus on perspectives. I know everybody has theories and stuff like that, but we need to try to focus on, if we can. If you guys call in and you want to talk, I'm going to let you talk. But I would like to focus and theorize on who it could be. Like, what are we looking at here? Because the immediate family is removed, which in all fairness, I think at this point is fair to say. I know some people in my chat don't agree, and that's fine. I know that not all of us are going to be 100% of the time, and that's cool. You guys have your opinion, I have mine. But I think in all fairness, the family's gone through the ringer. That if nothing's fitting, nothing's fitting. I mean, that's just all you can do. It's just not fitting. So we have this, they've cleared the family, and it seems like in all fairness, Luke's cleared. Luke's a felon. He's been in jail before. His profile is in CODIS. If the profile on the glove or the profile at the house, in my opinion, it would have come back to be him. Be him. We also heard that they took buccal swabs. Now, if you guys know anything about buccal swabs are the swabs that they do to test for DNA. So if they've got buccal swabs, then those would have been compared to these profiles as well, and obviously eliminated. So we've got some eliminated people here. We've got some cleared people here. And so we're kind of back at square one, so to speak. You know, what does all this mean? If Mexico's out, if the immediate family and their spouses are out, where are we? So that's kind of where, if we can, I know if you guys get on the phone and you guys have an opinion, again, like I said, I am going to let you speak and, you know, talk about whatever, and we're going to have a conversation. I'd like to limit that to 5 minutes. But again, if we could focus on that, I'm really trying to hone in on that specific point of topic, because of that being the most mind-blowing thing, so to speak, that we have to deal with. Hello. I've never lived near, or I live near the border a lot of break-ins lately. Well, it's because everything's dark. I mean, when you set up a playground for criminals, you're inviting the criminals into your home. I mean, I don't understand what people don't get with all of that. But either way, let's go up here and say hi to everybody. I said hi to a few people coming in. It's nice to see you. Sammy, B. Betty fan, Melanie, it's nice to see you. Samuel, it's nice to see you. Grave Crime with Grace, Freeside, hello. I hope you are doing well. Denise, The Real Me Too. Deanna, good evening. It's nice to see you. Candace, hello. The other Sharon, it's nice to see you. Where the hell is Nancy? Great question. I have not an earthly idea where Nancy is. I would like to know where she is. You know, at this point, this is going to sound heartless, and it's not. I'm sure you guys understand. I'm not intending it to be heartless, but dead or alive at this point. Like, we just want to know where Nancy is. So this hurdle, we can start moving forward. You know, the family can start having closure, because I tell you, nothing eats a family up or a parent up more than the unknown. The unknown of not knowing what happened to your child, not knowing what happened to your parent or your loved one. It is brutal. It is a wound that never heals, right? At least whenever you know what happened and you're able to bury your loved one, you have closure. It doesn't make things any easier, but at least you're no longer wondering what happened. You're no longer blaming yourself. You're no longer doing the woulda, shoulda, couldas. You finally get a moment where you can start letting go of that hurt and pain and trying to move on in a productive space of your life. Because a lot of these things, and we talk about it here all the time, when people lose someone, we always jump in and we always start trying to get, and in this case we didn't have to because the family's fairly well to do. So, but at the end of the day, we always try to get these like GoFundMes and stuff going very quickly, and we always try to front load investigations in these cases, and we do that for a reason. It's not out of greed or anything. It's just that these cases drag on and on and on. And in the cases of parents where they've lost their child, or their child is missing, or a loved one, most of these parents are unemployable. I want you to kind of put yourself into the shoes of one of these parents and think of your own family, somebody that you love a lot, and you wake up one day and they are gone. You think of that just shock that never really quite leaves you. It's something that you cannot describe unless you're really going through it. I've seen people go through it, so I understand it. I've seen a lot of people go through it because of the nature of the work we do here. But they're unemployable. They never quite get their heads back. They never quite get their hearts back. And so until they know what happened, and even in the cases, like in some cases when they even know what has happened, it's still hard. And I can give you an example, like Kaylee Gonzalez's mother. She struggles a lot, even knowing where her child is, even knowing what happened to her child. As difficult as it is, she knows she gets to bury her child. There are so many cases like Sebastian Rogers, and in this case Nancy Guthrie, where the families are looking for their loved ones, and guess what? Their loved ones are not being found. Now, Nancy Guthrie's case is a little bit different. We don't know what we're looking at here, but we're relying on law enforcement's guidance, for the public, because they're saying that there's not, a crazed, lunatic running in there snatching elderly people from their bed. That this must be targeted. But then when you start looking at targeted, who would target an 84-year-old woman? And it's hard to believe, And so you start looking at the family, and there is a child that she has that's very famous. Could this be something like that? And it very well could be. But who? Anything that came out in the Jeffrey Epstein files related to her was not her fault. And out of all the bad actors and all the people, even including but not limited to Pam Bondi, why are they going after this grandmother if it had something to do with the Epstein files? And the questions just go on and on and on, because I've heard so much about this case, and I don't know. The glove wasn't found at the scene, so how do they know it has to do with... I've been asking that too, Tammy. I've been asking that too, because the reason why I thought that they were so excited about this glove was because I thought maybe they didn't tell us, but they must have matched the glove to the inside of the house, because let's face it, they stated that they picked up 16 gloves. 16 gloves went to the lab for testing. Why are they excited about this specific pair? And then, when we found out it didn't link to the house, why were they still interested in this specific pair? We don't know. We have no earthly idea. I personally don't know. It seems like that is irrelevant and doesn't bode with this case, but they're still going with it. So it makes you wonder, maybe they're just, now that it's here and they have this unknown profile, they need to know who it belongs to. Maybe now they have no choice but to follow this lead through. I don't know. Hey, Richard, it's nice to see you. Thank you. Has the FBI given any press releases? I haven't heard. FBI, you very rarely get a press release from an FBI. You get a statement typically from some type of FBI liaison or public information officer, but a press release? They'll post something on their Twitter. I don't see them doing a press release. And this is being monitored. And the releases that are coming out from the FBI are coming out through Phoenix FBI. So if you guys, maybe that's what you're asking. Maybe I misunderstood your question. Yes, the FBI is giving updates. And the FBI are giving updates on the FBI Phoenix account of Twitter. That's where I've been getting my FBI updates. So, and I also know that there's been multiple statements made publicly in newspaper and likewise that say that the FBI and the local and state authorities are working together, that their statements come jointly. So I know there's been a lot of back and forth, and you don't have to believe me, and that's fine. But it's my understanding that even clearing the Guthrie siblings and their spouses was jointly decided. It wasn't just Pima County, willy-nilly going off and saying that. And furthermore, with all of these mainstream media talking heads out there in the field, if for some reason this wasn't true or the FBI didn't agree, it sounds like they've got plenty of sources specifically in the FBI. Okay? And it sounds like their sources in the FBI have been speaking to them directly. So I would have to think that if they cleared the family prematurely, you'll have somebody squawking to one of the journalists, and the journalist will be coming on here, my impeccable law enforcement source tells me, and we're not getting that. So I think we need to quit filling in certain blanks, especially when they seem like they would be obvious on their face. So I'm just saying, do what you guys wish, but it's just my opinions that I'm expressing here, and I know sometimes you guys agree with my opinions, and sometimes you don't really agree with me, and that's fine. We'll still keep moving forward. We'll still keep talking about it nonetheless. But before we do, let's go ahead and get started with. Well, I'm going to start with this guy first because this guy is funny. He's been in my feed on TikTok so much. Oh, wrong one. Did I not? Oh, I didn't put it in. Oh, crap. Hold on. Let me fix my screen. Hold on here. Not this guy. This is the unofficial sketch of who may be behind the mask. There it is. This guy here. He's so funny. He makes me laugh. I get a kick out of some of the stuff he does because he turns our expressions into comedy. Like, we're like, have they found her yet? Like, we're coming in here like little children, right? We're coming in here like little children every day wondering, has Nancy been found? And like, who would kidnap an 84-year-old grandma? I mean, we all have these questions. Like, this is so unbelievable. This case is unbelievable. It's exhausting. It makes absolutely no sense. And we feel, no matter how we look at this, we feel like, and I talked to you guys about it earlier in our earlier show, about how I truly believe that we're not being told something that they know, and only they know, is not being communicated with the public. And I started introducing that this morning because it makes sense. And the reason why it makes sense is because we're not hearing any reward being offered by the Guthrie family. Now, we had Savannah Guthrie speak to the public and speak to the alleged abductor, right? And she spoke to the alleged abductor and said, we'll pay. We'll pay. And this is after the first ransom deadline had ended. And the first ransom was $4 million in Bitcoin, in a form of cryptocurrency. And the second one, and that ended on Friday, 5 p.m. Mountain Time. And then we learned that there was a second deadline. And that was Monday, 5 p.m. Mountain Time. And that was $2 million more in cryptocurrency, in Bitcoin cryptocurrency. And so it was very interesting because she was willing to pay millions of dollars for her mother. And now we're not seeing any additional reward being offered that's not coming from the federal government or likewise. And then there's another point that's being made as well, and I think it was made on this one here. I think we're about to get into it, if I'm not mistaken, but we'll roll with it. And the one from earlier, it's they're not really looking either, right? And so we analyze these things. And these are one of the things that we have a problem with say, Summer Wells' case, right? Her mom and father, Don Wells and Candace Bly, they look like pure crap because they're not looking for their child that's missing. And then we have, Sebastian Rogers with Katie and Chris, we're about to do an event out there in Sumner County next week. I'll be leaving early morning, Monday morning, like 2 a.m., 2 or 3 a.m. on Monday morning, and heading out with Delilah. This is the first time she's only done the trip once when she was a puppy. Like she was, just like 2 or 3 months old. Now she's 2 years old and she's stubborn as shit. So this should be fun. They didn't take her for ransom. Those ransom notes are scammers. I agree with that. Well, I've said that from the very beginning because I felt like if this truly was a ransom, I mean, think about it. Before we saw the assailant, before we knew the timeline, okay, the timeline of the person, kind of lollygagging around the house for 41 minutes, that defied the ransom. The 41 minutes, because when you're doing ransom, you're think of it like a smash and grab, right? You're going in there to get the product, get what you need for that product. They need medication or something like that. You smash in, you grab the person out, and you take off. Okay? You're not lollygagging around there unless you're writing the ransom note. But most professionals already have the ransom note, already have the notification. Everything's done. Do, and they're gone. Okay? And that's not what we are seeing here. So this whole ransom thing doesn't bode with what we know ransoms to look like. Then you add let's say it's a burglary and a robbery gone wrong. Okay, well, in our experience, robberies happen during the day at residential properties, not at night when people are home. So what the hell was this masked gunman doing at that house unless he truly... This is the only other aspect that I can think of that might go with this stranger danger thing, and that's if he truly believed this house was empty. And maybe that's why it was targeted for a nighttime robbery. But again, we're accustomed to that, and usually when there's a nighttime robbery that goes bad, we have an individual that lays where they were dropped. If this lady was abused and beaten up, she would have laid right where she dropped. If he would have shot her, stabbed her, whatever the case may be, that body should still be there. Dead or alive. Again, not trying to be disingenuous at all. I just want to make sure you guys understand that this doesn't go with normal robberies because she should still be there. And if it was a normal ransom, well, they shouldn't have been hanging around for 41 minutes. So we've got something different here. But this guy here really puts a funny spin on it. If you guys aren't onto TikTok, or you are on TikTok, this guy, to me, he makes it, he expresses our frustration in such a comical way. I'll leave it at that.
Updates. We're day 19, headed into day 20. We have no suspects. We have no leads. We have no DNA matches on any of the evidence, whether it's one of the 20 gloves that we're out there searching for or the DNA inside the house. Like, there's no information. We have no clear idea of where to even look. And I feel like we're still looking at this as a kidnapping when statistically, these things have profiles, right? Whether it's a kidnapping or a burglary or a crime against somebody that's elderly, there is a very clear pattern and there is statistical data that follows that pattern. And this has none of that. And it's so strange to me that
this has none of that. None of that. I want to get back here. Hold on. I didn't get up to the beginning. You guys, I need to let you guys meet him.
Got to figure out what that means.
I know. I mean, Megan, I feel like at this point we're one OJ glove short of a circus because it is just wackadoodle crazy every time. Now we have a reality show.
Thank you.
I mean, it's just every day I feel like I'm at Guthrie fatigue, and then some new piece of information comes out that just throws me in another tizzy.
I got it, Keith.
Yes, same. So the reality show info came out yesterday that the sheriff's department has been cooperating for a reality show about their department, though it doesn't feature what do you call him? Sheriff Banana
Nanos.
Nanos. They have got a reality show about the department. I can't. I know you guys have been sending me it, and I didn't know what you guys were actually talking about until this. Okay, Keith. I got your stuff. Okay, love. Let me see what we got here. Let's go.
I just saw that the Pima County Sheriff must have saw my video. He must have saw my video or Katie's video, because now he is looking into the ring, or he's having him and his team look into the ring on Jason's finger the day of that little news broadcast, but also on the culprit on the ring camera the night of Nancy's abduction. I mean, it can't be a coincidence. And on top of that, it's not the pinky finger, it's the ring finger. So whoever started that and whoever said that in this article, y'all already fucked up. Y'all already fucked up. Also goes along with what I was saying yesterday about people being cleared. Because if Jason was fully cleared, what are you questioning about the ring for? Right? Because it wouldn't matter about the ring if he has a solid alibi or he's cleared from the case. That's why I tell y'all, people are not cleared until the case is solved. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book. It's a tactic to tell people that they're cleared, or to tell the public that people are cleared, so that we stay out of the way, and that these people that think that they're suspects don't think they're suspects, and they make mistakes. And on top of that, how are you being cleared or alibied in the middle of the night? It's 2 in the morning, because at the least you could say, oh, I was asleep. But who can alibi you that you're asleep? Your husband, your wife? That's not a solid alibi. You're not at work. You're not at the doctor. You're not in the middle of Grand Central Station where someone can ID you. So it's not a solid alibi. I just saw that the Pima County Sheriff must have saw my video.
So, I mean, I have seen this ring. This ring has come up before. It's now coming out into other reports, mainstream media reports, and I even stopped and said, it's social media that located that ring on that person's finger. It's social media that does a lot of the stuff. And then, of course, it circle backs to, an investigator, and then an investigator goes up on mainstream media and says, oh, yeah, we looked at this, this ring, and we noticed that this ring had, or this finger had a ring on it. And it's like, well, no shit, Sherlock. Which content creator did you hear that on? It's so frustrating. And then it's like, oh, he has a ring. And it's like the person that identified the ring, the real sleuth, gets 0 credit, while these talking heads on there that likes to dog social media on every single breath that they takes credit for, finding a freaking ring under somebody's glove, 16 days after social media found it, I'm a little butthurt. I swear, we gonna be going to the mattress to mainstream media. We've already taken Megyn Kelly from you, and we've already taken freaking Ashley Banfield from you. Pretty soon, we're gonna have freaking Brian Enton. It's gonna be social media war against mainstream media, the good journalist against the rotten journalist. Yeah! Oh, good gracious.
Someone just sent me this article, and now they are looking into the ring under the glove. To me personally, I feel like this isn't a pinky ring. I feel like the pinky is right here, and that this is a ring finger. In the interview, the sheriff did say, quote, I look at the same.
I have to agree with her. I have to agree with her when she points it out just like that. We'll put this up on the big screen. We'll put you up on the big screen. Okay, let's get you up onto big screen. Why won't it let me share you to my... Will it let me throw you up on my... Will not let me throw... Maybe it'll let me throw you up. They gotta be smarter than the app. Sucker. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, we got it.
Is right here, and that this is a ring.
Okay. So
someone just sent me this article, and now.
Okay, let me make sure it's situated on here. Okay, she's situated pretty good. Let me just move her on over just a little. Little something, something, something. Okay, this does make sense, and she's going to show you. As soon as I saw it, I agreed immediately. Okay, here we go. This is why they're worried about that neighbor Jason. This is why.
They are looking into the ring under the glove. To me personally, I feel like this isn't a pinky ring. I feel like the pinky is right here.
Yep.
And that this is a ring finger. In the interview, the sheriff did say, quote, I look at the same photo.
You guys see that, right? Here's the pinky right here. And you're not seeing the band on this finger or the outside of this finger, but you're seeing it. So it seems like she's saying that because you're not seeing the band on the outside of this glove, but you're seeing the ring, that it has to be on the ring finger. I have to agree with that, because seeing this, and we've seen this before, and I was always analyzing that, and everybody kept calling it a pinky ring. I never ran through it because I didn't know what I was looking at. I knew I was looking at something, and I knew it was most likely a ring. But at the end of the day, it does appear like this is on the ring finger, not the pinky finger. So very, very important, because placement, and you can see it because you should be able to see a strap. No, we should be able to see a clear band on this finger right here somewhere. And we see no band, but we do see a ring. So in order for us to see a ring, but not on the pinky finger, it would have to be on the next finger over. So I think that's what we're getting. Thank you so much, Keith, for getting that sent over to us.
So you look at, and I get it, I see it. He also said that he is going to give it to his team to look at and analyze, and maybe it is. This is a picture of Jason smiling, which I'm not totally convinced with the eyebrows, but you can always draw eyebrows on. But what was interesting is this little indentation where hair is missing above his lip. Again, to be clear, I'm not saying it is him, but I am glad the authorities are now looking into it. A few other
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that have rings on. We have done, like I said, we're not dealing with the brightest criminal here. I did say that. Who remembers me saying that? No matter how well he's got these people chasing this ghost of a scent he has, I did say this is not the brightest. I mean, we could tell just by the way his firearm was being held. He wasn't the sharpest tool in the box, okay? He has dumb luck working for him, folks, okay? I'm sorry. I do truly believe he has dumb luck working for him right now. I don't think he's the smartest tool in the box. I'm sorry, I just don't.
updates on the case is the FBI has now reached out to Mexican authorities. They also ran the DNA from the glove and the DNA that was found in Nancy's house that didn't match Nancy or any of her family through CODIS, but they didn't get any matches. TMZ says they have received another letter. They are still trying to locate Nancy's pacemaker. They were told that Google may have some more surveillance videos.
I'm sorry. This TMZ shit, man. TMZ's got some pretty diehard fans. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm telling you, nobody in their right blessed mind is sending ransom notes through TMZ. Okay? I'm sorry, flip-flopper. Does anyone know why Betty isn't in Arizona? Yeah. Because I've got an event next week. So I am planning on being out there, hopefully when I return from Tennessee. It's a little too crowded over there in Arizona for me. I mean, I'm going to end up having to put my big girl panties on and pull myself up from the bootstraps and, get on over there. I get it. I'm going to take care of all that. Just saying. Be patient. Yes, I know I should be over there. I would have been searching from day one, but anyways, no need to harp on it this time. But we do have a Tennessee event. This is for Sebastian's Army. This is for a 15-year-old boy that disappeared. He's now 17 years old. He disappeared. Technically disappeared on the evening of February 25th, but he was reported on the 26th 2024, and now we're doing the reported day 2026. All day we're doing an event for Sebastian out in front of Sumner County, which is just basically given up on him. They looked for him for 8 days. They didn't do any targeted searches. The mom was the last to see him. That we found out that despite their agreement, their parental agreement, there was no corporal punishment, and then they find out that Christopher Proudfoot's been putting his hands on Sebastian Rogers. There's just a whole bunch of stuff that's come out since he went missing that doesn't look good for either his mom or his stepdad, and they remain free while Sebastian remains gone. And the last caveat is they've been trying to get rid of him out of their home since 2022. So Chris left and gave Katie an ultimatum that it's either her son or him. And he left and never came back again until after his son was gone, or her son was gone. And that was on February 26th. He had been gone for right about a month before this happened. He wasn't going to come back. They were in the process of getting a divorce, talking about splitting the assets. Chris had already told her she's going to have a hard time taking care of that house and paying all the bills by herself. She's going to sink her own boat. And then lo and behold, bada bing, bada boom, child was gone. Chris came home and everybody's been living as if nothing happened since. Meanwhile, his father, on the other hand, has struggled, not living his best life, not completely opposite of Chris and Katie Proudfoot. All right, guys, let's get through this. I want you guys to see this, and then we will get the phones open.
He's not the star, but his department is. But yeah, reality TV show was all this whole thing was missing. So, I mean, notwithstanding the fact that you're so funny and you find a way of making jokes out of this, which I really do appreciate. I always find humor in even the darkest news. It's the way you can handle it. You really have been following the case closely. So I want to talk to you about a couple of where you think it's going, because I think what you've been saying lately is you're just not buying the official messaging. Like something stinks to you.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of where it's going, we're going into a snowstorm. Like the case is going cold. We're not getting any new updates. We're day 19, headed into day 20. We have no suspects. We have no leads. We have no DNA matches on any of the evidence, whether it's one of the 20 gloves that we're out there searching for or the DNA inside the house. Like there's no information. We have no clear idea of where to even look. And I feel like we're still looking at this as a kidnapping when statistically, these things have profiles, right? Whether it's a kidnapping or a burglary or a crime against somebody that's elderly, there is a very clear pattern and there is statistical data that follows that pattern. And this has none of that. And it's so strange to me that, I'm saying Sheriff Nanos, he's on his Taylor Swift Life of a Showgirl press tour right now. And the Guthrie family, it's so strange. I mean, you've been covering cases for a while. For me, this is one instance where we have someone that's missing and we are seeing the family very, very little. There's no press conferences.
Bingo.
Press conferences. We're not seeing them out searching for their mother. We're not getting daily updates from them. I'm trying not to judge them, but every day I'm getting more and more curious about what's really going on and what information we're hiding, because it feels like the public is not getting the real story.
I think he hit that on the head. I think that I couldn't have said it better myself. This is what I was trying to convey to you guys this morning, is that something isn't right here. It seems like there's something that everybody knows, that secret, that skeleton that everybody knows about but us. And I feel like that's what they're working in. The family's cleared, Mexico's cleared. It sounds like Luke might be cleared by DNA. I mean, what do we have left? It doesn't sound like, I don't want to say that the people that have been, it feels like, we're going to find out that it's the, cousin's crazy offspring, that was in left field, that, was the black sheep of the family and just hated, grandma, I'm expecting this crazy demon child to pop out next. Like, I mean, I don't know which way we're going with this case, but I mean, the immediate family is cleared. Mexico's not a nothing. Is Zach? I don't even think Zach was. It doesn't even sound like the whole Zach. According to we had somebody in here earlier today, and they seemed to be really in and knowing what they were really talking about, and it sounds like Zach may just be associated with the business that had just recently sold that Range Rover. So I don't even think Zach, even this whole thing, because they said that Zach wasn't in the Range Rover. It was Luke. It was Luke and the mom and son that were detained from the house was Matthew, his brother and mother. So I think Zach's name only came out because of the license plate. It said MK Motors or M something Motors, MG Motors or something like that. I said the same thing. I Spy. I thought Zach would probably be a better match than Luke with the face, in my opinion, but I don't even think, I think he works for an auto dealer, and the only reason why his name is even brought up, I don't even think he's friends with Luke. I think he just happens to be an accountant at the business where he just bought the Range Rover from. So, I think everybody's gotten even that tidbit of information mixed up, because I had it mixed up, but somebody came in here and clarified it for me, and then it made sense. So, we have to be really careful. We have to be just really, really, really careful, because there's a lot of stuff going around, and I have to do a lot of research and find out if it's true or not. And some of the stuff that I'm hearing is just not true. It's not that, and some of the stuff's not that it's false. It's just nobody's made a statement one way or another, and somebody's opinion has now turned into fact.
It's a very good point. We have seen so little of the Guthries. We haven't even seen them out, joining in a search or
Nothing.
like helping with the grid, pattern where they walk the grounds.
Nothing.
Prayer vigil.
Prayer vigil, or like even an everyday update. Like, this is, please keep the pressure on. Please keep looking for our mom. It's just like every once in a while they drop like a 30-second video being like, if you have our mom, please return her. It is a little odd.
And not even they. It's just Savannah at this point. The rest of the family has dipped out. It's just Savannah, and she gives us like a strange quick update, but it's even the tone of the video shifted from, we're going to pay the ransom, we're ball, like we're a family and we're going to pay. And then suddenly the tone of the videos completely changes, and they're not addressing, was the ransom paid? Are they going to pay it? Why did they suddenly deflect from the ransom? Because Sheriff Nanos is out here giving us the impression that this is still a kidnapping, and there's some strange old lady snatcher that's out there that has Nancy in a bunker somewhere nearly 20 days later. And
he's breaking it down. I know it sounds comical the way he's saying it, but in all fairness, this is the shit that's making us hit our head against a hard surface. It is. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Now, I'm just like, this is an 84-year-old woman. She needs medication. She can't walk on her own. And we have no sense of urgency. Even his interviews yesterday, he was just like, very monotone, like, you better return her. You better bring her back. And I was like, oh, that's going to really scare this old lady snatcher. Or I'm
sorry, I'm not trying to laugh, but it's kind of comical how he talks about it. It's just comical. It's comical. It almost seems like Savannah is talking to someone like she knows who it is. He does say Peru is pretty cool little town, lots of lakes in the area, but this is not where it is. Betty, it was Criminal Network that was on it. That was it. The Criminal Network. Yes, that was it. Thank you. and they were doing a great job. He came over here. Is it he? I can't tell you if it's he or she. It seemed like he. But anyways, they were over here helping fill in some information that was really, really beneficial, and I think it really clarified, because there were some things that I'm confused about. You know, this case has bounced all over, and it's not like we're getting straight answers from the freaking sheriff. So, you know, I appreciate anybody that helps clarify things, especially when we have so much unknown. If people are out there or have better understanding, you know, express it, because some of us just don't, you know. And I got to tell you, this case is very exhausting. I mean, I've lost some sleep over this case. It's, you know, even in the middle of the night, you know, when I usually just get up and use the restroom and go back to bed, you know, I'm noticing that I'm getting up using the restroom. Now I'm awake, so I look at the phone. Now I'm really awake, and now I'm on the phone for like 2 hours in the middle of the night for no blessed reason, trying to make heads or tails of any new information that might be coming out. It has been very, very, very crazy. I think they are coercing Nancy into doing something in all that time. It might have been. I mean, I just can't for the life of me figure out what the hell. I mean, what could she have or know or something, because I truly believe she didn't leave that house alive. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be such a Debbie Downer, and I know that they're trying to make us believe that she's alive and we need to be searching for her, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. I'm sorry. I've just, since day one, I have never, ever, ever felt like she left that house alive, ever. Unfiltered Lucky just put out a good video. Okay, that's good. If somebody can grab that and send that to my email, I'd greatly appreciate it so I can watch it. We're going to open up the phones in just a little bit. I'm trying to get through this, and I keep talking.
Savannah's
Sorry.
like pleading with them and saying, like, you know, please bring her mother back. We believe in the goodness of humanity. And I'm just like, this is a man that you guys believe has kept this elderly woman
I know.
somewhere for over 2 weeks now, and we think suddenly he's going to have some compassion and be like, oh yeah, let me just drop her off at a local gas station. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to me either. And the sheriff is like, he's an enigma, that guy. I don't understand what he's doing, right? He no longer is having press conferences. He's just doing like a one-on-one round robin with news organization after news organization.
Oh, and you guys don't even hear it. The worst of it.
Maybe he thinks...
Like, I'm hearing that he's like when like Brian Enton went in there to do an interview. I'm hearing that he decided to give him like the 5th degree on the way he's running the case. Like, what the flip? Where's the freedom of press? Like I said, this sheriff has turned out to be underhanded, in my opinion. Just underhanded as all get out. And
he's going to do better in like a one-on-one setting, but he just has to keep repeating the same thing over and over and over. So what do you make of that? You think he, like, in a way, it's more exposure for him because he just gets a bunch of play on each one's network.
Listen, I get it. He's got his JCPenney's finest, and he's out there doing all these interviews, but like, it doesn't make sense to me either, because the interviews that he's doing contradict the information. I mean, we saw Sunday evening, we got an interview that says that nobody has been cleared, right? No one's been cleared in this entire investigation. And then suddenly, 12 hours later, not even a full 24 hours later, he's unilaterally clearing the Guthrie family and saying that they're the victims. And I'm just like, actually, no, we need to remember the victim here is Nancy Guthrie. This 84-year-old woman is still at large. We have not found her. She is the real victim. And until you bring her home and have someone in handcuffs with real evidence to pin this crime, you can't clear anybody. Like, I'm not a detective, but I've watched enough true crime to know that nobody is cleared. And in a case like this of a missing persons, the circle that you look to is their immediate circle, which includes their close family and friends. So the fact that he did that and he made such a jarring, 180, clearing the family, to me felt like that was pressure from the family. That's like, hey, the internet is starting to think that this is us. You need to do us a solid, do us a favor. And that kind of feels like what he did. And
I don't agree with that. I have to be honest with you. I totally disagree with that. We do this every day. We watch these cases from the front row. And I disagree with that. When you've got, like, I've seen them clear parents in, again, J.D. Huff, Michael Monkey Vaughn, years ago, right? Years ago, they did a press conference and said, we're not looking at the parents. Something else is going on here. And so this idea that they is there pressure from the family? I don't know. I'd have to think they've been ultra cooperative. They've kept their head very low. I don't know if necessarily that is the case. But at the end of the day, we do know that they've had very, very public inspection. I mean, really, they've been interrogated. They've had their house checked, photographed. They've had their entire community canvassed, not once but twice. I mean, how you can't be clear just by polygraph test? No, and not only that, but there's a reason why. And if you talk to any reasonable person, there's two different types of tests they give. One that's admissible, one that's not admissible. This, in a lot of cases, in my opinion, you get false positives, and there's reasons why it's not admissible because there's so many variables that can alter the findings of it. Okay, that's just the reality of polygraph tests and why they're not admissible. With that being said, I still believe that they help. They're still a tool that law enforcement can and does use. Moreover, with that being a tool, sometimes the fear factor is sometimes more of a solution, or what should I say? I'm trying to say the right word, but they use the polygraph test as a tool, not necessarily for the results that it's rendering, if that makes sense. Okay, they use it for a fear factor test, and it's a mental thing as well for a suspect. So there's a lot of things. Is it accurate? It can be. Is it inaccurate? It can be. It's not admissible in a court of law because of its fluctuating and very evolving issues. Why you can have false positives and false negatives. Okay, I'm done. Let's move on. So you guys get the gist of this. We have this detective with Lacey Peterson. I wanted to hear this because we did see this, at least I did, out there at the scene, is when this detective that was on Lacey Peterson, he came out to give some insight, and I saw people running up to him to kind of listen in, but I couldn't hear very well. So being able to hear this from a Griff with Fox and Friends, I'm interested in this. So here we go with this clip right now.
Are we back at square one?
Well, it's hard to know what square we're actually at because the sheriff's been pretty guarded about the information he gives out. Now, there's two sides on that knife that cut both ways. One is he's protecting the integrity of the case for an eventual prosecution. But the other side is it doesn't do you guys any good for having fresh updates and fresh information.
If you were working this case, what would you be doing?
One of the things that I haven't heard anybody talk about is using vehicles as a tool. Now, if you notice when we came in here today, if you look at just about every car down the hill here, they all have that shark fin on the back. And people might not know this, but your location in your vehicle, even if you don't have it enabled, is stored, I believe 90% of them through AT&T. I would be looking at that as far as cars that come up here. When you guys sent me the address today, I plug it into the phone. Other people had to do the same thing. They had to plug that information into MapQuest or into Google search.
That's very, very interesting. And what are they doing with that cast net? Because how many cars could possibly be traveling in this area?
On their phone, and they drive in here. Well, there is a way that they can do a reverse keyword search on anybody that plugged in this address to this area. And you got to do it fairly quick because they don't store that information forever. There are going to be probably somebody in there that doesn't belong here.
Interesting.
And yesterday saw no new developments, still no suspects or person of interest right now. John joining me now. John, you must have had some other observations too while we were out here.
Well, good morning, guys. Yeah, I certainly did. It doesn't do it justice when you're looking at it on TV, but it's a fairly remote area. There's houses all over the place, but it's difficult to see one house from another because they're separated quite wide. In addition to that, I've never seen so much cactus in my life. I couldn't believe it going up there. I got turned around a couple of times, weaving streets that go through all these different intersections that are in close proximity. So to get to Nancy's house, you would probably have to have known where you're going. It doesn't seem like there's any way it would be in any way random. And even talking to
very interesting. I heard that about this community. We saw News Nation, Brian Enton kind of go through this area. He broadcasted it. I can't remember, maybe he did broadcast it on News Nation as opposed to his particular channel, but it might have been on his channel. I can't recall. Either way, what we're finding out is that there's a lot of intersections, a lot of weaving of streets and everything. Oh, Robin gifted, because I'm a love machine. Ah! Robin gifted 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. Teresa, Angie Madcat, AZ Native, Talina Cole, and Sherry Starkey. Welcome to this crazy family we call the Coffee Club, i.e. the Insane Asylum. Grab your straitjacket and your padded room and welcome aboard, guys. It's nice to have you. So it's just a little interesting. All right, here comes the night where we're going to open up the phones. I'm going to continue to talk. Let me get on the right. And I did not. We might have to put. Give me just a second. We got Google Voice down there. And we can do screen share 1, screen share 2. We'll do screen share 1. There we go. All righty. We'll put this a little bit smaller so we can do all the things we want to do. All right. So we'll have this up, and I'll be doing a just a videos on this one while we're calling in. So let me move this around so you guys can still see the number. There we go. We'll just do it right there. There we go. See, this is why I like OBS. Look at that. We can do so much more with OBS than we could ever do with StreamYard or Restream. It's just so much better. I got equipment. We just need to wait until it's all hooked up and it's going to work so much better. So I'm really super, super stoked. Anyways, just an idea, but what if they drove her to a private airport and flew her out? We do have airport flights that somebody did bring up earlier in this, and I was thinking, let me just write private as well under here, private flight. And we'll look into that as well. Aw, thank you. One good turn deserves an... Aw, thank you. Oh, that's really sweet, Teresa. Thank you. Aw, thank you. There you go, Robin. Paying it forward. Love it. Let's put this back here. There we go. Paying it forward. All right, guys. All right, let's get this cracking. Let me get the phones turned on. We haven't turned on the phones yet. Let me find the account where my phones are. Where are my phones? Here's my phones. Okay, I found the phones. There we go. Make sure. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. That's working. Okay. I guess somebody's already ready. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hey, Betty, Turkey Man.
Hey, Turkey Man. How you doing?
Hey, well, I'm doing good. The gentleman you had our number one, the young man that you pointed out that you showed is kind of funny. I followed him and seen him during the Kylie, what was her name? And
Kylie Rodney?
Right. And that's when I found you. And a lot of things, he was like a young minister, or had he had, I don't know, some kind of worship group or something. I'm pretty sure that's who it is, because I hadn't seen him since then. But I got 5 points here, and one of the points is what this gentleman, the older gentleman, was talking about the cars. We've seen this in the Alex Murdaugh case. They was able to identify where he went and all.
Yep.
The pacemaker, the phone, and the car, and satellite. As we seen the Kylie Robinson case, you remember they pulled a satellite from a distance to see that.
It was
that place
a
where she went.
fire camera. I remember that because I did a extensive.
Exactly.
Yep, fire cameras.
Exactly.
Yep.
Well, and of course we know Big Brothers, can see, pull up satellite, and we as Google Earth and so on and so forth. That being said, I have not understood why they haven't done that. The pacemaker is unique. It's kind of like an e-collar. I've trained over 200 gun dogs. When I first started training gun dogs, I used the e-collar. Well, I wanted to be trained with that. I wanted to understand that, but I did not want to correct a dog with the transmitter, and it, affect other dogs or somebody that was using the e-collar would affect my dog. Well, they're unique to the transmitter, especially when you're dealing with the higher e-collars. This pacemaker is the same way. That signal, apparently, if she's passed, it still goes. Well, I'm understanding it because it still puts a signal out. Those items there, a car that we've seen, the car that was parked, that you showed on your show. Well, that'll be some information gathered from that car.
Mm-hmm.
The other point, I got 5 points. I'm gonna try to get them real quick because I know you want to get back. But Walmart, the Walmart merch. I worked at Bass Pro. I worked at Academy, and of course we had discounts, and we had clearance. We had people that come in. They lived close to the place. They knew when we was going to have that on sale, and they bought accordingly. This guy has come to Walmart, but there's one item, that tactical jacket, is different.
Mm-hmm.
The tactical jacket is very different, and so somewhere in this radius of 5 miles or wherever search is, that Walmart and that tactical, that shop that would sell that, 2 things go in place. That car is carrying information to and from those locations, plus to his house, and so on and so forth. It's there. We have the technology to do that. My wife, because situation, she got me where I can see where she's at.
Mm-hmm.
If she goes, I can put my phone in and I can check and see where she's at. We have that technology. The other thing is in the Kylie Robinson case, as I followed you guys, that's where I found you at, and I've watched the guys that search the water, and I have not seen where there's YouTubers out there. There's Exploring with Nug, Chaos, Ventures Purpose,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of YouTubers out there that could maybe pick up something that we're not seeing. Because, and the other thing is Mexico. This will be my last point.
Mm-hmm.
Is they've counted it out. How they counted it out? Did they use the car? Did they use the phone? Because it's easy to go south now. It's hard to come north, but it's easy to go south. I mean, and so how are you so sure that she ain't going across?
Right.
And how do you clear that? It's like what you said about her relatives and family members.
Right.
Well, those are my key points that I wanted to put out for you guys to talk about and look at, because that pacemaker, the satellite images, the car, and the phone,
Mm-hmm.
all those things is going to give out a blood trail, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to give a signal. And the Walmart, he is Walmart thing, and somewhere there's a Walmart and a tactical shop that's close enough that would match. And another thing, as I go out, I have not looked at, is he right-handed or left-handed? I did not pay attention to his holster, nor how he led with his right hand or left hand, but that might be something I'd look
He
at.
put his.
But is he right-handed? Is his holster?
No, let's. You know, he had his. It seems like he would have his. It would be right-handed because he had. I know which way the holster, the handle was, and the handle was this way. So that means he would have been right-handed. He's right-handed.
Did he lead right hand or left hand on stuff that he covered? I don't know.
I think he used his right hand, but let me. I'm pulling it up now. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna look and see.
Well, I'm gonna let somebody else in, but I just wanted to get those points out. Unless you got something in particular you want me to discuss.
No, I'm gonna look at the FBI and look at that video again and see what hand he uses. So this will be able to clarify it for you.
All right. Have a good
no, he looks like he's using his left hand with the. He's holding the. Can you guys see? Can you look at your screen? Let me blow this up real quick. He's holding the stuff with his left hand. The stuff with his.
I thought he was leading with his left hand. What little bit? I just haven't studied it, but
he's
I
holding
thought
the stuff with his left hand, but he might be using his right hand to put it over. Let's see. Let's look at the other video here. Hold on a second. Oops. Let me see what else we've got. We've got the. Yeah, he's grabbing it. He's got his handle. The weird thing is he's got his handle toward his the grip of the gun toward his right hand, but he was adjusting it with his left hand. So I'd have to, and he's putting up his right hand to the camera first while using the left hand. It appears.
He did. He wants to use that left hand, and then he kind of puts.
Yeah, he's left-handed. It looks like he's left-handed because it looks like he's going to grab the camera right
my
here.
My point is this. I've done sports, souls, archery, and all, and people comes in those places to buy archery equipment, and if he's left-handed, there's very few sold left-handed in those places too.
Mm-hmm.
A left-handed bow or right-handed pistol would make a difference.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about if he went and purchased a bow, that he would want a right-handed bow or a left-handed bow because the sight windows on the side accordingly.
Yeah, but it does look, at least for this purpose, for your answer, it does look like he might be left-handed, not right-handed.
Yep. Well, that's my 2 cents. But it looks to me like that we got enough stuff to kind of run those things down that I just pointed out because I'm not the brightest bulb on the shelf anyhow.
That's okay. Neither am I. We're both two. So you take care, Turkey Man. We'll talk to you later.
All right. One of these days I'm gonna get to meet up with you guys.
You got it. One of these days. One of these days. I'm gonna be over in Bardstown. I think I'm gonna go over there on the 28th. So.
Well, you be safe and I get this. Remember me in prayer. We got things going on and I've got so much going on right now. But anyhow, I wanted to call in today, and so I'm gonna get off so somebody else can call in.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Turkey Man. You take care.
You too. Bye.
Bye. All right, phones are back on. So it looks like he made a valid point. So we've got a left-handed man. I just checked for fire cameras. We do not. They have fire cameras in California. It doesn't look like we have fire cameras in Arizona, at least in the area that we're looking in. So I did look at the fire cameras. I did look just to be on the safe side. Okay. Oops. Let me get back over there. This is Betty. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
This is Keith, Betty.
Who's this?
This is Keith from the chat.
Oh, hey, Keith. How are you? I didn't hear what you said.
Hey, how you doing? I'm from Chicago.
Oh, nice. nice. Well, welcome from Chicago, Keith. Thank you for sending that information over.
Yeah, no problem. I just wanted to give an update up on the case. We know you've been getting a runaround. I've been following it for a couple days now. I've been having hard time sleeping and stuff like that. You know, it's been getting to me. So
what do you think now that we have? Well, let me just ask you. What do you think happened? Let me just. What is your perspective?
So it was a lot of runaround. I'm from an area where crime is. I stay in Chicago, okay, so I'm familiar with crime. But when it comes down to kidnapping and stuff like that, this person had this thought. You don't understand where I'm coming from? He probably wasn't a smart guy at the end of the day by searching up her address and all that stuff like that. But I believe that he had got a tip on like, oh, this how her house looked. This is how I can get into her house, or how can I breach her house from not being seen. But like I want to say in the video, we have tried to point the finger at a lot of people, which is like Luke and Zach and all of them. But if you watch JLR's interview and how he's on live stream, it's this one strange guy that come out of nowhere, which is Jason that we were talking about with the ring situation.
Yeah.
So when I seen the ring, and if you look at other videos, they're showing the same shoes that was on the camera. He's wearing them on the scene.
And you know, they always say that there are possibilities in some crimes where the culprit comes back, you know, to the scene of the crime.
And that's what I feel like had happened. And from them finding that video and those people going on there finding the ring and all that stuff like that, it just adds up to say we was pointing the finger at other people. But what I want to say about Luke and them, if you commit a crime in the area and you're known for committing crime, they don't have probable cause to just antagonize you and just say, hey, yeah, we think you did it.
Right.
They can go along with the federal, you know, raid and all that stuff like that and come and question you, because that's the only way they're going to get answers up out of you. So that's what I feel like they did to Luke, the guy with the Range Rover. But the other guy that's in this video now, because now it's something about a ring. So if it was something about a ring now, and then if you peep, I've been searching all last night because it came out a little bit last night about the ring, but then it just aired today on the 19th, the day 19th, that it's a ring involved, and they're going to look at it.
And you can tell it's
you
like
all should have been
circled. It's like it's a curve, like it's like I want to say almost like a medallion ring, but not. It's like a flat, you know, like something stamped on it versus
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it being what is the rocky looking stuff? You know, I don't know.
A big stone ring. Like it has it would be a big stone on the top.
Yeah, it's flat, but it's circular. Like you can see it's like, it looks like a stamp on the ring.
And then just like the shoes part too, they hasn't released, like how I used to watch FBI. I'm big on like crime and stuff. I watch like First 48, but they haven't released like multiple images of the so-called suspect. Usually when I used to watch stuff, they used to change up the hair. They used to make it a bald head, give it someone with some hair, and someone, you know, looking a little bit more different. But we don't have multiple sketches. We only have one sketch. Who knows that this guy doesn't have any hair?
Yeah.
Now we're going around looking to see, see if this guy had hair and he cut his hair. No, this guy was already bald head.
Mm-hmm. And you just brought up a valid point, believe it or not, Keith, because the person we see in the images had facial hair.
Mm-hmm.
So that is probably the easiest thing that somebody could take off their face to change their look and make a major look. So, you know, people might want to be thinking about, did anybody shave their face that had a dark beard, shave their face shortly after this crime? You know, that might be something somebody might be a perspective. I don't know. You just
and I just want to say this one thing to it, then we can give it up to the next person about when JLR did the interview with him, and you can tell he's saying, yeah, I believe it was the son-in-law, but then he came back and did it twice. He did it one day with a blue shirt on, then one day with a gray shirt on. Then the one when he had the gray shirt on, he had the same shoes on that was used in the crime scene. Then I seen him standing by the media, just standing in front of the house, just staring at it.
That's creepy.
I'm like, oh my God.
Do you remember what day that was? And it was on, because I know I have to go back.
It was like they have it dated. They have it dated on TikTok. It's one of them say the 8th, and then one of them said like the 12th. So that means that he came back to get 2 interviews. You see where I'm coming from? To be seen. And that's scary because I feel like the sheriff don't want to let it be known that is the guy that they are looking at, but they can't let it be known because he's that free to come around and be in those streamers' face and those in everybody's face. That's what I feel like that's going on.
Yeah, those are definitely some very, very good valid points. Has he been back around? Because I haven't seen him.
Well, I haven't seen him since that day, but I believe when you keep on going, I go through JLR. I go on every live stream about this. So I sit up late at night from 5 o'clock, and then I get a little bit of sleep. Then I turn it back on at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Wow. Are you going into criminal justice, by the way?
No, I'm a felon. At the end of the day, I just be seeing stuff like this, and it just shakes me up because I had a grandma too. You know, she passed away. Her name was the same name as yours. Her name was Betty. So yeah, it just shakes me up and just make me think like this is so sad. And then I feel like it was a target because the daughter is worth so much money. You know what I mean? I wouldn't think that a newscast person makes $40,000 or $8,000, whatever they were. I mean, millions. I mean to say that much money, but the millions that she makes. So that's why I feel like she was a target. You understand coming from it? It didn't work out for the person who took her because he had no connection with them for real to get the money.
Yeah, and he didn't know what the hell he was doing because he's not the sharpest tool in the box. So
yeah,
I agree with you, Keith. You're hitting a lot of the stuff out of the park. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for calling in.
Then for the guy that text the number, I feel like he is in on it. They just have to find more details about him because how did he find their number? I know you can find their number on social media. I mean, off of Google and stuff like that. I know you can find people's personal number, but how did he get their number?
That's a good point. I mean, I have background stuff, do background searches, but and they have numbers, but you never know who you're speaking to because they never just give you one number. They have like 5 or 6 different numbers listed for every person. I mean, I think in my 20s, I went through a phone every week. I'd lose a phone, and back then it was cheaper to get a whole new service than buy a phone and reactivate a phone. So I mean, I have like 15 numbers associated with my name.
Yeah, but it's a black web now that I know about that you can search people. You can search what company they're with and what phone number that they still have live. You understand where I'm coming from? They can find out everything.
Yeah, that's scary. But hey, it's the stuff that I need to learn. No offense, but no joke. But anyways, all right. Well, thank you so much, Keith. I appreciate it.
No problem. I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. Bring Nancy home and bless you all.
Aw, thank you. That's so sweet. Well, we appreciate it. God bless you too.
No problem.
Bye-bye. I like that. Great valid points all the way around. So that was Keith from Chicago, brought in, he's thinking that this ring, he's talking about Jason, somebody that was there apparently or allegedly on the 8th and the 12th, appeared to have the same shoes. I know there were several people that did speak to me about the ring early on and this Jason character, but I didn't know enough about the case at the time. So very, very interesting. And this is, I think he brought another point in. I think why so many people are watching this is because this is an 84-year-old grandma. And there's not a person in this world that can understand what the hell this woman did to them. There's nothing that this little old lady could have done to anybody to warrant this. To be taken from her family, to be terrorized by a masked gunman. And, even Keith, he's from Chicago. He says he's used to violence, and this has got him shook. So, I don't know what to say about all of this stuff that has been going on, but I can tell you it is crazy. We don't know which way is up. Is this closer to home? It sounds like somebody obviously planned something because just like this guy says on Megyn Kelly's show, I can't even remember his name. I watch him. He's funny as I'll get out. But even he explains, it's like every day we come here, we're all more confused after the fact than we are during all of this, So every time the sheriff opens up, we get more confused. Like 1 minute we're told that everybody is still a suspect, nobody has been cleared, and then the very next day we're all being shamed to hell for torturing the family. And it's like, what is going on here? And how do we figure out, because we're trying to help. I mean, we're all involved. We're all watching because we want to help. We all want to do our part to bring Nancy home, right? And if that means us talking about it, if it means us going and running this case over and over until something sticks, that's what we're going to do. But it's very, very difficult with not understanding the core facts or them getting messed up by the sheriff. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from?
My name's Courtney. I'm calling from Orlando, Florida.
Hey, Courtney. How are you doing and what do you think is going on in this case?
Well, I was just kind of wondering your thoughts about, like if this was planned, and not just some random thing, do you think there's any possibility that maybe they didn't get her in the house when they say they did, or there might be some discrepancy about the time frame, or maybe something happened before she even got home, and then this is all kind of like a, some kind of cover up or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. For me personally, no, I do believe she made it home. I do believe the family did get her home. Now, with it being planned, I do obviously something we don't know about happened here.
So I'm thinking, if it was planned, though, what if this is some kind of behind the scenes kind of inter-family thing that nobody really knows about? Maybe there's some kind of financial thing going on with, like, the extended relatives. Maybe maybe Nancy was paying for the house, or, who knows? Maybe there's some kind of debt kind of thing,
I think that, I've been like looking out. I don't think it's with the three siblings. I mean, we're looking at a $650,000 house. I don't think this is over a $650,000 house.
Right.
However, I do believe that there may be some extended family out there. Or, I keep thinking, if this is either about money or resentment somehow, money or resentment. So could it be maybe not so much what's in a will, but maybe what's not in a will? Like maybe somebody's name not being in the will, maybe some resentment from that. I feel like there's more here. I just feel like law enforcement or this family knows and they're just not telling the rest of us. But I don't know what that is.
Does anybody actually know, like, as far as, like, like what you're saying, extended family, like maybe there's some grandkids or, older grandkids, like maybe in their late teens, early 20s kind of thing. Maybe that's who we saw, on camera.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a younger person, whether it's affiliated or associated with her family or somebody known to her family. That's, or somebody known to the household, because she has, she's an 84-year-old woman. She lives in $1 million home. That house takes a lot of care to keep it maintained. And we looked at that outside. That outside's pristine. The roof is pristine. The backyard's pristine. The pool's pristine. Everything's pristine at this house. So you're talking about every single week, there's somebody there constantly going in and out of that house throughout the week. Who are those people? And who are they?
Right.
And who did they? And those are jobs that have high turnover. Like cleaners, you have high turnover with cleaners. You have
or like home health aides and stuff,
home
like
health
visiting
aides.
nurses.
Yes, you have a lot of high turnover. So yeah, you're talking maybe about somebody that may have been employed there or there 9 months ago, a year ago, that is
Yes,
now
ma'am.
on drugs or God knows and whacked out of their mind. Thinks, oh, I remember this rich old lady I used to work for. Let's go over there and hit her up.
Right, right, exactly.
But something, it's definitely something. We just don't know what we're looking at here? I can't figure it out. I've
Well,
racked my brain.
and just my bottom line is, elderly people just don't get kidnapped.
They
It
don't.
just doesn't happen.
And you do
Thank you
have
for your
yeah,
time.
you do have
I'm not
some.
going to take up your
No,
time.
no, but you did bring a point. They don't get kidnapped, but they have been abused by their
Right.
caregivers, and
hmm
that needs, but it seems like Annie's close enough, and it sounds like she regularly sees her mother. It's not something where she only sees her on the weekend. She's regularly bringing her mom over to play games. I'm hearing that, as much as we were looking at them, I'm hearing that they've treated their mom very, very good. That's what I'm hearing.
Right.
So,
Thank you for letting me come on, ma'am. I
aw, you're
appreciate your
welcome.
time.
Thank you, Courtney.
Appreciate what you do.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye.
Oh, that was good. That was good. Yeah, I really don't know what we're looking at here. The path of the easiest path for us is the statistics, right? Statistics tell us it would have most likely been somebody like Tommaso Cioni, right? That's what statistics tell us. Well, we're in a situation where it's not that. And it's not this woman being carried over the county or the country line. She's not in Mexico. That was debunked by the FBI in a statement they made to the New York Times, and we showed those receipts yesterday. This is Betty. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
This is Mindy. I'm in your chat under emblem 2323 from Ohio.
It's nice to see you and hear from
Yeah,
you. How are you doing?
I'm good.
What do you think
Anyways,
happened?
well, you already know I've posted what I think happened. I honestly, in my opinion, I don't think this is about money at all. And because of how everything's happening, that I do think the Bitcoin things are people trying to profit off of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly believe, in my opinion, think that it was somebody that was, and I hate to say it, like, because I don't want her to ever think that she, did anything wrong, but I think this was somebody that was, like, kind of maybe infatuated or an obsession or something with Savannah and wanted to hurt her and couldn't get to her, because I have a friend that was very close to me, and she had this guy that was obsessed with her, and she wouldn't give in to him, and he ended up unaliving her daughter. It's like sometimes they don't want to actually hurt that person. They want to hurt that person even more by
Hurting somebody.
that they love.
Yeah, very, very good point. Very good point. And that's what always made me kind of, because I'm a cause and effect type of person. I want to see what all the things that recently happened, even though we have Google Trends that go to last year, which it might be a lead, of when maybe something may have happened. But I'm trying to figure out. Well, I went on a tangent and got lost. It's getting late, so don't mind me en blanc. But
Oh, that's fine.
You don't think it's money? What do you think it is? Who do you think?
Well, I'm not sure that they're ever, like, that they're trying to, like, that, Nancy, they're ever going to give Nancy back. I don't know how to say it, but, like, I think that they wanted Savannah to hurt and not ever have her mom ever.
Do you think? So you think it's somebody that maybe has? Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Her ex-husband, Mark Orchard. That's what I was going to talk about.
I don't really know a lot about her ex-husband, but I think it's somebody that she might have even grown up with or something, since she's from the area.
Ooh.
Like, I believe it's somebody that knows the family closely.
Ooh, maybe somebody that feels jilted, like
yeah.
Like maybe they were friends, they had a falling out, and then like Savannah went off and became this
yeah,
and left this friend behind type of resentment. Ooh.
And I
what?
just don't...
We've heard stuff like this happen before.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And I never looked at the family from the get-go. I didn't ever think they were involved, like any of her 3 kids, or even Tommaso.
Yeah.
I just, that's what, from the get-go, that's what I've always felt it was. And that's just because I know somebody that went through that and had that happen to her. So
this is going to be good. I think we're going to run a story on Frenemy. I think we're going to, because that is the first time that somebody's brought that up, that, you know what? I mean, not that it could play into, to a factor, but it's definitely something outside the box that I've never heard anybody think about, maybe a distant friend that has some type of resentment towards Savannah. I like that. I mean, I don't like that, but it's something I wasn't thinking. It's clever, in my opinion. It's definitely another avenue to go down. I like that. I like not being, because right now I'm jailed. I don't know where to go, but that gives us another avenue to explore. So that opens stuff up. So thank you for that, M. Blanc.
Yep. It was good talking to you.
Yeah. Call back again. We need to open the phones. Maybe I'll start doing a show once a week and opening up the phone lines, and then maybe we'll start. We used to open up the phone lines all the time. I actually enjoy talking to my audience, and then the haters started calling in and making it so miserable for everybody. It just wasn't worth it anymore. So.
But I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you. There's very few creators I watch anymore.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, thank you.
And I appreciate you. And I appreciate you for rising above everything that you went through and not, letting it get to you.
Some days I let my pocket full of crazy out to play.
Well, you really didn't give it too much attention on your channel, on your platform, and I respect that.
Aw, well, I appreciate it. Thank you, love.
Yep, thank you. Bye.
Oh, that was great. Frenemy! Distant frenemy. Ooh. That might be. I mean, I'm not excited, but I'm kind of excited because this gives us a new avenue, an avenue we haven't discussed before. Good gracious, I was going nuts. Could it be somebody from Savannah's past, somebody that she was starting life off with and she left behind, and maybe there was just a falling out. I was lying. There's no Janet. Criminal Network. This is Betty. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
Oh, hi. This is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Can you hear me? Oh, okay. I'm from Texas, so I had an idea that maybe somebody hired her, that guy that was there, to take her and then take her to a private airport and fly her out on a private plane. So it could be somebody that has money, that has property around her somewhere they drove her to and took her out that way instead of driving her out.
Okay. Well, where do you think that they would take her? Are they taking her to Mexico? Are they taking her to another place? Do you have...
I don't know. I just thought it would be a good idea to check the area for private, plane properties with planes that can be landed on them.
Properties with plane. Oh, I know what you're talking about, like private runways.
Yeah, and private planes, and see what kind of private planes flew out that night or the next day. They could have flown her out somewhere.
Does anybody know how do you handle flight from your own private takeoff runway? Like John Travolta.
Well, you have to register to fly the plane out, just like any other plane.
And do they give you commands from the plane when you can take off from your own property?
Yeah, you have to have a flight plan.
So no matter what, whether you're on your property or house it you have to have a flight plan. Everything that's just a requirement to get your plane up in the air.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I knew that from like a airport and private runways and stuff like that, but I didn't know if you owned your own runway and you had your own private plane or your own private helicopter, how that would work on your property.
Yeah, everybody that's up in the air has to have a flight plan registered.
Okay.
Or you're going to run into each other.
Right, right, right. You know, I knew that there was they had to monitor themselves, and I knew they had the gauges in there, and I knew about the flight plans from the airports, but I didn't know privately how that went. But that
Right.
makes sense.
Well, I mean, maybe you could do a Google Earth search or something for private airstrips in the area. You know, something like
Yeah,
that.
that's great, private airstrips. Perfect. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Okay. Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.
So the private airstrip is interesting. I knew about flight plans. I just didn't know how, because I've never had experience with private. You know, we have John Travolta here in Florida, and I knew that his property has its own runway on it. But I never explored how private planes and private owned runways work with, you know, the ATF, or not the ATF, the, is it FFA? Is that what it is? I can't remember. Is my audio low? My audio should not be low. Well, okay, well, halfway through the show, you're letting me know. That kind of sucks. That kind of sucks a little bit. Oh no. Oh no. Don't tell me I'm down. I am. Damn it. Thank you, shits and giggles. I don't know why anybody didn't tell me I was all the way down. I couldn't tell on this end. It sounds loud. I feel like I'm blowing my eardrums out. Sorry about that, guys. Nancy is with Malaysia Flight 370. Probably FAA. Thank you, postmortem. Good gracious. They have a neighborhood in Arizona with nothing but mansions with a runway in the backyard. Ooh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. They have a neighborhood in Arizona. Let's look that up. A neighborhood in Arizona. Let's see. Turn the phone back on. Yeah, okay. Let me get that. Wish I could. I wonder if it'll let me. Ooh, it does let me cut and paste. Ooh, I like that. I don't even have to type it out. I can just cut and paste. They do. Is this going to have a bunch of music? Let's see. If we have too much music, then we'll have to turn it off. But let me just go here. Oh, it looks like it's got music through the whole thing. Hold on.
Plane on the runway right now that just landed. So that's a part of this place that is just so special, living on a private airport community, as I can stand here and planes will just take off as we're filming this video. So hopefully during this, we'll capture a few that are just taking off. It's really special, especially if you're into airplanes, helicopters, or anything that goes fast. And through yet another arched doorway here in the loggia, we're gonna step from this saltillo tile into the interior saltillo tile. But first, we're gonna stop at yet another custom steel doorway.
Good gracious. The life of the rich and famous. I could tell you, I looked it up already. He says, well, thank you. I got to tell you this right here. My goodness, buying a house that has a runway, a community runway, you're around, man. Dream, 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 dream. I'm a dreaming. This is Betty. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Mo from Jacksonville, Florida.
Hey, Mo. What do you think's going on?
How you doing? I've been listening. Thank you for all what you've been doing. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
A few questions. Do you notice that they haven't done no cell phone triangulation? Okay.
I'm not sure.
They have the ability to know every single phone call within those 3 towers they could find. And not just any single phone call, but any phone that's in that area. And they haven't said nothing about triangulation. The other thing about it is the timeline that they are giving us, something is off. If you look at the still picture they showed us first, if you look at that picture and you just do any Google or any Adobe Pro cleanup, you can see there's a vehicle behind that person. But when you look at the guy walking to the camera, there is no vehicle at all. But there's another one that shows there's a vehicle to the right that you were showing at one point. But for some strange reason, it's not in some of the videos. The other thing I'm saying, I used to be a soldier, and that one thing we used to do to get our guys, we would look at the profile of the person. That person, I think, is a hiker. He has a hiker injury. Look at his left arm when he goes for the bush. He does not have motion like he has on the right arm. And the way you have that injury is from hanging. Did he fall off the roof or try to get the camera? But that guy is hurt.
Interesting. So we have a hurt.
Look at the video again. Go back and forth and go slowly. You will see when he goes down
to reach
pick
for
up
the bush.
Right, but look at the gloves. When look at the way he's holding the bush. He's not doing a tight fist with the bush.
On the left hand. Gotcha. So he's got some.
So he's got some kind of injury. And nobody's talking about, hey, he's got an injury. Now, if that's a vehicle from the first guy, just like they told you in the video, if they figure that it's a Volkswagen or whatever vehicle it is, all they got to do is all vehicle companies today, they have tracking on all the vehicles, even if it's on and off, even if it's not running. They could track what vehicle was there by requesting that from, it will be as a ping, but all vehicles in America today, especially after 2015, ping, even if they're not on a paid subscription. For example, if you have a car, you could find it, like I have a Mercedes-Benz. I could lock and unlock my vehicle, but still I could see, I cannot use the feature, but I could still see my car in the app.
That's true, because I know I don't have my OnStar or my internet set up in my vehicle. And, you know, when I hook my phone up to and you look at like the house and stuff and you still have it hooked up there, it'll show my car even though it's not hooked up to anything. So I think if it shows your car, it's pinging. It's showing a ping somewhere. So yeah, I you're right about that. I never thought of it like that.
And now here's the wildest thing, and I'm not trying to do a conspiracy theory, but that glove, why that glove is so important. What if Nancy, from the back seat, tied down or whatnot, threw that glove out the window? And the reason why they cannot find the DNA, and the reason why they so sure of that glove is because it has Nancy's. Remember, they are talking about, they're not talking about full DNA, they're talking about touch DNA. What if it's Nancy's touch DNA?
Right. So it might have her DNA on it.
Why would I, as a smart crime guy, decide to throw my gloves out? But how did the glove get out of the vehicle?
And why was there only one, not two?
Exactly. So maybe it was on the floorboard or something, and it's thrown out. And she was saying, I need some air. Or I'm using that for a crazy reason. And I'm not trying to start a conspiracy.
Might have her DNA. Okay, that actually... Because, I could never... And that might actually explain why they were focusing... Because I couldn't understand why they're focusing on this one glove out of 16 gloves. And then I thought, okay, well then...
And then they said it was linked to the house.
Yeah, and then when it wasn't linked to the house, it's like, well, then why are you really focusing on it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I still think we need to go back with, like, I don't know if you remember Casey Anthony, that case way back then.
Oh, yeah, it was in my
Remember,
state.
they were able to track her from Orlando all the way to Jacksonville when she said she was at home, and it was because of her cell phone.
Wow, and that was way back then. What they can do now is
and
probably
that was way
impressive.
back then.
Yeah.
I think that was 2011 or maybe earlier. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm telling you, they should be able. They could track. I mean, here's the crazy thing: you drive by a mall, and the mall is sending you advertisements.
Mm-hmm. I know, right? And they were even saying that maybe not going through all the protocols that law enforcement, because they can reach out to Google through their ads and stuff like that, because that's what's tracking us. All
Right.
these apps on our phone, we waive our privacy to them, and those are sold to third parties, and they're selling your search stuff. They're selling everything to these third parties, and we could probably
Right.
purchase this stuff. To be honest with you.
And if you look, the reason why that vehicle, the Range Rover, was so important is because of that still image. If you go back to that still image where the guy is not wearing a backpack. Now, everybody is talking about that backpack is filled, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if that backpack, that time frame was after the crime and he was living with stuff in there?
Oh,
Whether
good
change
point.
of clothes, nobody's talking about that. What's about after the crime? Because there's a still of him not wearing a backpack, right?
Yep.
And then there's a video of him and he's going around doing all that craziness, but it's filled. Everybody's thinking it's filled to go into the house. What's about if it's filled with Nancy's clothes or something? They're not telling you if he took any clothes out of the house
Mm-hmm.
or if he took any stuff out of the house. The only thing they're saying he left was drugs.
Yeah.
But they are still sure she's alive. If you have high blood pressure and on blood thinners for 20 days, how are you still alive?
I agree. But I never.
So what if he took some stuff out of the house?
Yeah.
Because they're not giving us the complete story.
Yeah, I think we can all agree with
The
that.
timelines don't match. What if the video we see was him at the end leaving
Mm-hmm.
and maybe going back, because you don't see the car in that video, but you see some car go back into the still. You see there is a vehicle in the beginning. Where did that vehicle go?
Yeah.
So maybe he had already gone to the end of the road and say, hey, I need to go back and get that camera.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm not trying to put conspiracy theories.
No.
And I
This is
look at
I
you-
opened this up so we could kind of start working through some of these issues that we have, because that's the problem, is that we all have different viewpoints, and this is very good, because it gives us some avenues to go down for research, and so this is good.
Right.
This is good. You make a
Because
lot of points.
everybody's thinking he's bringing stuff in. If I'm coming to do I'm not bringing stuff in.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing, for them to have zoomed in on that Ozark bag, what if they never told you? What if Nancy had that bag in the house already?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And instead of bringing it in, it was there already. And he took it and stuffed stuff in there. And he's going out.
Yeah.
Because he's not showing us anything as if I'm trying to get into this house and doing anything. He's just attacking the camera. So that might be the end result, not the beginning result.
And you know what I thought, actually, Mo? It's funny that you say that, because I was thinking the same thing. I thought it was later, and I was starting to proposition my audience for that a few days ago, because it appears, I told them that I heard that video was from the 212, not the 147. And I further heard that he ripped the camera off from the inside. He brought his hand around from the inside. So at one point, he was in the house, but I had always thought he was in the house for 21 minutes before he was seen on that camera footage. And I said, because he's moving about that front area with no regard that the camera could be triggering multiple dings on somebody's phone to call law enforcement. He was too cavalier, too casual out there, not urgent. It wasn't urgent for him. And so, yeah, I see where you're coming from there. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, because you got to go back to the still. What's throwing me off is there's a still that don't really look like him, And one other thing I want to throw at you, the reason why I'm thinking it's multiple people in there, look at his shoes. Go back to his shoes and look at to the steel. If you look at the steel, on the top sides of the steel, there is a triangle black, two triangle black at the top. Somewhat where the laces are.
And what is
so
that?
So almost like a Jordan or something. But look at, you get what I'm trying to explain.
Yeah, I'm writing all this down. Yeah.
Look at the steel, go to the top of the shoes. It looks more like a basketball shoes. If you look at the shoes on the person messing with the camera, it looks like boots.
Yeah. Because it looks like boots in one and looks like tennis shoes in the other, and I can see this one.
Right.
When I first looked at the one that's on the camera now, I thought it was boots, but I looked a little closer, and you can kind of see the laces.
Right, and then look at the one in the steel. Both of the individuals don't look alike anyway. But if you look at the steel photo is some. Why would I change my shoes?
Right.
Just to do all that.
So
At that time, I'm already panicking and thinking about other thing else. So the shoes are two different shoes. It's not the same shoe. You
so
can't
there
tell
might
me
be,
that's
what,
a shadow.
2 people? Are you thinking there's 2 people there?
I'm thinking there's 2 people there. Okay. Either a lookout and a driver, or yet again, like I said, it's the sheriff is not giving us enough of the videos. You get what I'm saying? There is more videos to this, because he's not wearing the backpack or anything, and then he's going. Were you thinking he's coming in? I think he's going out, and he just remembered, hey, I need to go get that camera.
Gotcha.
And he has stuff in the bag.
Yeah.
Because for them to not be saying anything, I'm saying he's got stuff of Nancy's in that bag.
Yeah. Let me ask you, Mo, do you think Nancy's dead or alive?
No, I think right now, if I go with my thinking, I think she's still alive, but he has, because I got high blood pressure. If I don't take it a few days.
There's a good possibility she could come home safe?
Yes, if what I'm saying is right, that means if he took some of her stuff, if he took her medicine, because normally where would you leave your medicine? On your nightstand or in your medicine cabinet, especially if it's high blood pressure and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's one thing. I don't have any medications, so I don't understand, that. I just, when I...
For people who take medication every day, it is not left away from you. It is left close to you, either the nightstand, the night drawer, or in the toilet. And then if he knows he's taking her, like I said, if I'm taking Granny, I will take some of her clothes with me. Or I will take some of her stuff with me, because if it was a robbery, they would take other stuff. But if I'm taking Granny, I'm taking clothes, I'm taking medicine, I'm taking stuff.
Yeah, that's
true.
But
what I'm trying to say is, look at the timelines. Something is wrong between those two, the steel and the video. They're not giving us the complete picture. All of us are just throwing stuff out there, but if the sheriff really needed our help, he would have given us more.
Yeah.
And all the other cameras he went and knocked down, if they're able to get this in within a few days, you don't think by now they should have gotten him jumping up or showing what he's doing, knocking the other cameras?
Right. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It seems hinky that they were able to get just these, but nothing else.
Nothing else. If they're able to get it the same way you got this, you could get everything else. So what I'm saying, 2 things I'm saying is I'm thinking this was at the end, and I'm thinking the guy is hurt either by banging on those cameras with his hand or hanging. It looks like a hanging injury.
Hanging injury, okay.
Meaning trying to come from the roof or trying to come up from somewhere and then held on. And he look at his arm movement. One is more movable.
You hit on something, because before they went to the secondary roof, to pull that camera off. We saw them scouring the roof of the first home the first time. I never saw them remove anything. I just saw 2 or 3 different officers up there looking from the top down. And I bet you they may have noticed this injury themselves. That might be why he's holding that gun the way he's holding it with his left hand.
Exactly.
Might be hurting, and he needs to rest it for a second.
And he moved it to the center because it's awkward. Because that gun's supposed to be on the side. And if he's like, I'm in the military, when I was in the military, I'm a right hand, but I'm a left hand shoot. I had to use my left hand because of my left eye. I shoot with my left eye. So I shoot with my left hand. But what I'm saying to you, because of the injury, and if you're not so used to using that right hand, and everybody's saying he's a left-hander, if you're not so used to using that right hand, you're going to move it closer to the middle.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay? But yet again, we need to look at his walk. You could rewind it over and over and over. Look at his walk and look at the way he stooped to get that grass or the shrubbery, whatever, and look at how he's holding it in his hand. It's not a firm grip.
Yeah. Let's see if this is this one here. Let's see if this is the one. Let's just look at that. You can see that there's a light obviously coming off of the Ring doorbell camera. He's blocking because you can see it reflecting off of his hand. So he must be able to see it. And so I'm watching him move.
And the glove, was it a left glove or a right glove did they find? They never told us.
Yeah,
that.
they never told. If they told us, I do not know what they told us, in all fairness, because
now,
I didn't hear one.
You might say, how did he, if someone is so careful, how did he get his DNA on the outside of the glove? I don't think they got it on the inside. It looks too thick or whatever. The way he got it is by spitting that light flashlight from his mouth into his glove.
Yeah. That's probably exactly what he did, because cross-contamination.
Yes. Exactly. Because what has the most DNA? Saliva.
Right.
And I have been trying to tell you that in your chat for days. If you go back and look at my chat,
yeah, it's so
I'll pull my name up.
It's so
I've
hard.
been trying to say that for days, but your chat flows so quickly. I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy. Anybody, and I was happy that you got a chance to hear that. And I'm not trying to start conspiracy theories. Right. Reason why I am so sure about that hand injury, yet again, I'm not trying to say what happened to me, but in war, I had to fall off a roof or hang on off a roof, and then when I held on, I had that same injury for a good 4 weeks.
Gotcha. So it
when I look at it,
could it have been from
yes,
the
it looks
damage?
like the same way I was.
Oh, let me ask you this: could it be from the damage? Remember the light that was up on the wall that was like hanging off? Could he have jumped up there and?
No, I'm thinking he was trying to. Some of those lights have camera, like a camera at the bottom of it. It's 2 lights, and it has a camera in the middle. Remember, the Ring has it. A lot of them have it. What I'm thinking, when he went to grab it, he almost fell, and he grabbed it and pulled it. That's why it's left hanging, because he was hurt. He didn't want to go back and get it.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
You wonder why he would leave it. Is because I'm hurting right now. I took a big old spill.
Right. I'm interested to find out where the DNA was found.
Right, and I'm just saying, the thing is, if the sheriff really needed all of our help, they would have given us a more concise, you know what I'm saying, timeline. A steal and one video is not helping us.
Right, I agree. And
still, if you want our help, and you're saying, hey, can you tell us give us something more. You already gave us the video, so it's not like it's top secret. So give us a better timeline. Because if you go to the still, there's a vehicle. You could see the white light of the vehicle.
Yeah.
From the, and here's another crazy thing about it. I remember, I'm from the Caribbean. I know you get my voice. But I went from black and white. They took black and white and put colored on black and white. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Right.
From black, what you mean to tell me today the FBI cannot take black and white and turn into color by now?
Of course they can.
How many black and white movies you could see a red dress, a blue dress, or something?
And some people have already reverted those colors. I've already seen some things coming out from other people doing that.
And if people could do something from the Hubble 20 million miles away, why can't we use that same technology? Give it to NASA and let them, especially the still photo, and they would exactly know what vehicle is sitting there.
Yeah, agreed. All right, Mo. Well, I've got a few emails.
Thank you. I am sorry I took so long.
No, great. I
apologize.
enjoyed the conversation, Mo. I enjoyed the conversation. Thanks so much, and call back again.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, let's see what we got here. So this is from, looks like Criminal Network. We got an email that came in, and this is the transcript. And it says, going to be Oracle and River. The caller is advising they saw a female out of a vehicle window screaming. Then it went northbound on Oracle. The vehicle was a dark gray or blue Chevy Malibu, no plates. Advised that the female was hanging out of the window wearing all black and the door was also open. Very interesting. It seems very scary, but there's no age of the lady. I'd like to, is there any way we can pull a record request on this and find out, more details about this? I don't know if you guys know how to do record requests. I don't know if we can do the record request, but I'd like to do a record request on this right here. I'm going to pause that or star that. Keith is on here. He's got a couple TikToks on here. Let's see what we got. Here we go. Oh, this is the one for the, hold on, let me see if I can send this to my phone, or to the computer. Okay, here we go. Oh, it went over to its own little thing. Give me just a second. Let me put this up here. So there's the shoes. They're showing you the shoes on here. So they're basically showing you the shoes appear to be the same with Jason. Jason is that neighbor that came out. Let me see. That's one of them. Hold on. Let's go to the next one. The next one is Hustle. Oh, this is the interview with JLR. Hold on. This is the neighbor that had the ring on.
What's going on, Jason?
It's probably one of the craziest things I think I've ever seen. I've been through the, Gary Triano bombing. I've gone through the, seen the Elizabeth Salas case, but nothing quite like this. But I will also say it takes a lot of cojones for the sheriff's officer to be at the U of A basketball game last night instead of doing his job. I think it's pretty disgusting. I understand people need a break, but this is not the time nor the place to do that.
So how long have you been living here?
I've been living in Tucson for about 36 years.
And you live around here?
I live about 15 minutes.
Okay, 15 minutes. So what do you think happened here? As you being a Tucson resident, what's your gut telling you?
My gut is telling me that it's the brother-in-law or the son-in-law.
Son-in-law. Why?
Interesting.
Just too many things. He had pictures. There was a picture or two that came out, and you haven't seen him since. We haven't heard from him.
Radio silent.
The other people have, the family, Savannah and, her brother and sister have done things. He hasn't been involved in any of it. And I don't know if he's trying to stay away from the limelight or what it is, but I can tell you this, it's very suspicious to me.
To us, what's going on, Jason?
It's probably one of the craziest things I think I've ever seen.
So
I've been through the,
That's who, his hands are in the pocket, but this is the one that had the ring on his finger. Are these both, these are two different ones? Hold on. Is this the same one? I think this is the same one. Okay, they were the same one. Okay, hold on a second. And then we got one more.
If you're anything like me and you haven't...
Did you notice the kidnapper's shoes are exact?
Okay. Here we go. Let me move this over. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. All right. Here we go.
Did you notice the kidnapper's shoes are exactly the same as her neighbor Jason Mendelssohn's? 3 clues point to Jason as Nancy's kidnapper, and the last one is really convincing. After 10 days of investigation, the security camera outside Nancy's house was finally restored. The suspect covered his face with a mask, but some strange
I'm not gonna get hit with that one. That was. Oh, go ahead and play it. I'll cut it out.
details may show his real identity. First, Jason lives a 15-minute drive from Nancy, but every time police have a new lead, he drives 15 minutes just to be there. Why is he so interested in this case? Studies show that criminals often return to the crime scene, that if he's the kidnapper, he probably wants to know right away what the police have found. Even stranger, the suspect in the video only showed his eyes, and people are using them to find a kidnapper. But every time Jason shows up, he wears sunglasses on purpose. Is he afraid people will recognize his eyes? Second, the kidnapper's shoes are exactly the same as Jason's, that if you look closely,
So there you guys go. We got a lot of people looking at Jason. Now, there's only one thing that I will say about all of this. Just one thing only. Is that, this is exactly what we said, the reason why Luke was the right guy. And this is the exact reason why we said that, what's the other guy's name? Zach. Good gracious, Zach. Oh, the gape and walk. Yes, the gape and walk. I wonder if JLR has him walking. That would be, you might have to reach out to him and ask him, if he does. Or we can, somebody can gives me the timestamp, maybe tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow. Okay, so it'll be Friday. So Friday morning or afternoon, our afternoon show or a Friday morning show, either way you look at it, if we can find the timestamps and the links to JLR's video, I'll go through that. We'll look at it. Right now we got a lot of stuff out of tonight's call show. So we're going to do this again. We got enough to talk about and to explore in this case, from frenemy to Jason. We've got Jason now coming into the mix. We've got the fact that this guy had the jacket on. The jacket might be from a tactical type store in close proximity to Walmart. Maybe we can triangulate the Walmart aspect of it. I'll have to go through all of these notes. We just had a lot of great callers tonight. I don't know what else to say other than that. Sometimes it's a mixed bag. But we got a lot of good information from tonight's show. So if you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. We will consider turning the phones on a little more throughout this case, because it seems like we've got a flow of energy coming from this case where people are really engaged and really want to help. And if we can go down an avenue or look at an avenue, or maybe somebody that has a little more experience than us down an avenue, we can do that. What is it? Oh, Betty, call him JL. Yeah, Robin, we'll leave that. We'll leave that to my team. If we need contact to be made, I'm gonna first put it out there to the audience. If it as dire, then it's going to the team. No, not me. No, thank you. No, thank you. I appreciate you thinking at me, but I love it for you guys. I love it for you, okay? Not so much for me. I'm just saying. Okay, it was great since I've been stuck in the timeshare all day with my family. Went all over and bought a bunch of junk. Ah, I love junk. I love junk. If I could buy junk, I'd buy junk. I love junk food. Okay? I am absolutely a foodie. And guys, don't forget, if you're coming out there to Sebastian's Army on the 26th, we're going to try to find some place, and for the people out in the area, you probably need to find us a place that can hold a lot of people, because I want to give them a heads up that a lot of people will be coming by the day, so they can be properly staffed and everything else. So if you guys are out in the Tennessee area and you have a place that you would like to go, for all of us to go after we're done with the event, to get a bite to eat, to cool off, whatever, please reach out to me at bullhornbetty@gmail.com. If that's something you guys want to do. If you guys just want to come out and honk for Sebastian and have signs and eat some cake and, the hell with Betty for dinner, then so be it. I understand. God bless you. But if you guys want to eat afterwards and you want to hang out with moi, then we need to find a place that we can all hang out. So someone said, wonder if JLR has the perp. Where's Nancy? Bring the lady back home. I tell you what, who the hell took grandma? And I know people are saying, this lady's not America's grandma. The hell she isn't. I mean, look at all the people that are out here searching for her. Okay? We are all invested in this case one way or another. We want this lady to be safe. And right now, mod chat. Okay, I'm going. I'm glad you got me before I went out, because I saw last time you got me right as I'm going out. Okay, Jennifer Coffindaffer. Let's see, what do we got here? Nancy Guthrie. This is worth looking into. New ring footage from wee hours, about 3 a.m., the morning of proximity to her. Okay. The backpack with reflectors, similar build, similar clothing. What the heck is this guy doing out at this hour? And why is this person walking? Where is their vehicle? All right, let's get this up on the big screen. I don't care what anybody says. You guys need some damn lights in Arizona, okay? I don't care what some university tells you. I like safe people, Everybody thinks I'm a hateful person here and there. I'm not a hateful person. I love people to argue with. So I'd like you to stick around for a little while so I can argue with you, okay? I'm just saying. So turn the lights on so you guys can be safe. So we got this here. Somebody, it looks like similar reflective. You can see the reflective backpack. Just walking. What's similar clothes? This is around the same time, not too far from Nancy's house. So if this person is on foot, how in the world, like this case gets crazier and crazier by the day. I mean, I'm just letting you know. Oh my God, I feel like I know this feeling. I know. That's the bad part about when we dive into these cases. We all get wrapped up in them. We feel like there are children, there are family members, there are grandparents. We're human, and it's hard. It's hard for us not to have empathy, sympathy, and for these people. I mean, we're human beings at the end of the day. At the end of the day, unless you're a psychopath, a sociopath, or narcissist, you pretty much have feelings, okay? And some of these cases affect us a little differently than other cases do. The children cases get to me. The older cases, it's tough, but this one right here, this is awful. I don't think I've ever felt this way over an elderly lady that I didn't know before. I will tell you that. This is pretty bad. I don't know. Pull it up a little closer while he's walking. Okay, hold on a second. Let me put this down, and we'll zone it in on the area. Hold on here. Then I'll have to fix it later. We'll fix it later. What the hell? I don't know. That just doesn't have the same walk. The walk is much, much different. I don't know if I agree that that's the same body style. That person there looks much heavier than the person that... Much, much heavier, in my opinion. I don't know. Because look at this, though. The person's walking by. The car's on. Look at I didn't realize. Look at the lights are on the car. The lights are on the car. Where's the car? There it is. The lights are on the car. So are we sure that this person's not from inside that car or coming out of that house? I mean, I get... That looks like a much, much bigger... Am I wrong? That looks like a bit different... Nope, moves different, lankier, not the same. He has something wrapped around his waist. That's what I'm thinking. But it's still... It shows how much rounder his waist is. And I don't think the waist of the perp is that big. I mean, I'm not trying to make fun of the person. I mean, but... This is about a body weight type of situation here. You know, it's about a suspect that's very specific with his appearance. And I'm sorry, it looks like something's like the person's got. The way it looks like. Don't be mean to Betty. Don't be mean. I'm not making fun of the person. I'm just letting you know I'm not. But it looks like they got a hump back there. The person looks a little humpback. I'm sorry. I don't know how else to say it. Okay, it looks a little humpback. I know. God don't like ugly. Thank you for reminding me, Miss Delilah. Thank you for reminding me. Delilah's already yelling at me and telling me God don't like ugly. I can't be doing that. I don't know what other word to use. It looks like there's something stuffed. It looks like there's something stuffed up there. All right, guys, that's a woman. I thought the same thing. It looked like a chick. Like I said, you know, did I ever explain to you how we notice whether something's a girl or a boy when they're walking? Did I ever explain all that to you? Did I tell you about the birds and the bees and the things that anyways. All right. Crotch rot. Crotch watch. That's what I meant to say. Crotch watch, not crotch rot. Okay, it's late enough. Betty's done. I'm tapping out. You guys have a great night. I'm done. If you guys want to pick up this comedy jam, we'll do it first thing in the morning. But for the night, we done. Yeah, and like the guy says, we're like one glove short of an OJ circus. So I think I'm gonna steal that. We're one glove short of an OJ circus. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Have a great night. God bless.